Today we are going to start the first chapter of Indian politics, that is the challenges of nation building. As you all know, India achieved freedom from British rule on 15th August 1947 after long struggle and had two goals to achieve: to establish democratic form of government and to work for socially disadvantaged groups. So on midnight 15th August 1947, our first Prime Minister, Honorable Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he addressed the nation from Red Fort. And it is a story from Raj to Swaraj. Raj means rule and Swaraj means self ruled. So, from Raj means we were colonized under British rule, and Swaraj means the democracy of India. And his first known speech was India's Trust and Destiny. Nehru's famous speech, Tryst with Destiny, it had two goals: democratic government and work for poor people. Now you could see this is very old picture of Hindustan Times where it is clearly written end of 200-year-old British rule of India. And you know the country had three broad challenges when it got freedom and in the process of nation building after a long successful freedom struggle. Now what were those? Two aims of independent India were to run a democratic government and run for the good of all, particularly poor and socially disadvantaged groups. Now, these are few pictures of the partition, and there was two nation theory as well. You could see how India and Pakistan departed. Like India consists of not one but two people, Hindus and Muslims, and India would be divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. Such a division was not only very painful but also very difficult to decide and to implement. It was decided to follow the principle of religious majorities. This basically means that areas where the Muslims were in majority would make up the territory of Pakistan. The rest was to stay with India. And the two nation theory was advanced by Muslim League. On 14 to 15th August 1947, two nation states, India and Pakistan, came into existence. Lakhs of people from both sides lost their homes, lives, and properties and became victim of communal violence. There was no single belt, Muslim majority areas in British India, and on the basis of Muslim majority, built West and East Pakistan was created, which was separated by a long expanse of Indian territory. Not all Muslim majorities areas wanted to be in Pakistan. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, also known as Frontier Gandhi, was the undisputed leader of the Northwest Frontier Province. Despite his opposition, NWFP was merged with Pakistan. Two Muslim majority provinces of British India, Punjab and Bengal, had very large areas where non Muslims were in majority. The portion of Punjab and Bengal suffered the deepest trauma of partition. Now, these are the traumatic pictures of partition of India. You could see how the partition took place and what were the consequences of partition. Like the year 1947 was a year of one of the largest, most abrupt, unplanned and tragic transfer of population of human history as known. The minorities on the both the sides, here it was Muslims and there it was Hindus, and there were temporary shelters, refugee camps were organized. Women were often abducted, they were raped, attacked, and killed. They were forcefully converted to the other religion. Political and administrative machinery failed on both sides. There was a huge loss of lives and property. Communal violence was on its culmination. Now, how the states were integrated? If we see, there were two types of provinces in British India: the British India provinces, and directly under the control of British government, and princely states governed by Indian princes. Paramountcy, suzerainty, some form of the control over their internal affairs by the princely states. Immediately after independence, there are almost 565 princely states. Many of them joined Indian Union. Travancore, Hyderabad, Kashmir, Manipur initially refused to join Indian Union. Now, this is the map. It was before and after the partition. The yellow part is British India and the blue part is princely states. Now, there was government's approach also, and that the interim government took first steps against the possible division of India into smaller principalities of different sizes. The government's approach was guided by three considerations. The people of most of the princely states clearly wanted to become part of the Indian Union. The government was prepared to the flexible in giving autonomy to some regions. Consolidation of the territorial boundaries of the nation had assumed supreme importance. Choice was given to the states to join either India, Pakistan independent. Now, Travancore, Nizam of Hyderabad, Nawab of Bhopal. Now, they had a setback for democracy as their government were in run of non-democratic manner and rulers did not want to grant rights. And the three considerations to government approach was: first one, people of most princely states wanted to become a part of the Indian Union. Second, government was prepared to be flexible in giving autonomy to some regions to accommodate plurality and adopt a flexible approach. And third one was integration and consolidation of the territorial boundaries of the nation. Now, the instrument of accession. The rulers of the most of the states signed a document called the Instrument of Accession, but accession of the Junagadh, Hyderabad, Kashmir, and Manipur proved more difficult than the rest. After initial resistance in September 1948, Hyderabad was merged with Indian Union by a military operation. The government of India succeeded in pressurizing the Maharaj of Manipur into signing a merger agreement in September 1949. Initially, these people were not interested, but later on, they were. The government did so without consulting the popularity elected Legislative Assembly of Manipur. And this is how the reorganization of states took place. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a major role in these states for reorganizing. So, on the basis of this report, the State Reorganization Act was passed in 1956. State Reorganization Commission created in 1953. Acceptance of the principle of diversity, to accept that boundaries to be created on the basis of language, idea of plurality. The new states timeline: Bombay, Gujarati, Marathi speaking people. Because India reorganized the states on the basis of languages. So these were linguistic basis and the new states were formed. So Bombay, Gujarati and Marathi speaking people, Maharashtra and Gujarat created in 1960, Punjab, Hindi and Punjabi speaking people, Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh in 1966, Nagaland in 63 from Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur and Tripura from Assam 1972, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh UT in 1972 became states in 1987. New states on the basis of separate regional culture and regional imbalance: Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand 2000. New states wanting to be Vidarbha in Maharashtra and Harit Pradesh, Western Uttar Pradesh.